I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting.
Welcome
to the Oh my gosh, I was just sitting here being like, I can't wait to see her. It's been so long.
Do you know that 4 years ago to the day I was on your podcast?
What?
It was August 1st, because today is August 1st for recording, so it's like August 1st, but it was 2019.
Wait, weird.
Don't you have chills? I know. Isn't that weird?
That's really weird. And also, I feel like signs from angels are in fours and like, oh my gosh, that's really crazy.
I know. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, this feels something is synchronistic about this. So I looked it up and I'm like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. And the four is like magical protection number. Yeah. And all that kind. So it's like all good vibes. But I was like, whoa, that's cool. So I had to tell you.
That is really cool. I mean, as you know, and how everybody knows, like I don't believe in coincidences. We are clearly supposed to talk today, and I've felt that with my whole body, and I'm so excited to see you, and I'm so excited to talk to you. Yeah, that's crazy. It's been that many years since, because obviously we see each other on Instagram, and so I always feel like I'm keeping up with you somehow, and vice versa, I'm sure. But there's, obviously, I wish we were in person, but I'll take Zoom because your shit fascinates me. I'm obsessed.
You embrace the woo, which is always fun to talk with people who embrace the woo-woo.
Oh my, do you ever have to talk to people that don't embrace the woo-woo?
It's hard. Yeah, and I'm pretty grounded, so I can speak unwoo. And I can do that, and I can call, instead of auras, I can use other words for it, like personalities or vibes. You can use different, it's like we're still talking about it, but we'll just use words that don't freak you out, because it's really the same thing.
That's so funny. Okay, I can't wait to get into it. Just so everybody knows, you were on my podcast a while back. I'm sure a lot of people follow you. You are one of our most requested guests because people love this stuff, and you're so, we all feel energy. You are just such a sweet soul, and you're so good at it. And you have your own podcast about this stuff, and it's really fascinating. So can you remind everyone, or maybe for new listeners or people that are new to you, exactly what you do and what an aura reader does?
Yeah. So my whole life, I've just seen colors around people. And everyone has a combination of colors that's theirs. You can think of it as like an energy signature or your personal vibrational force that's all around you all the time. And the more you understand these authentic vibrations that are always coming off of you, the more you can make choices that support yourself, the more you can put yourself in contexts that support this, and relationships and situations that support that natural flow. When you live that way, which I just find through understanding your authentic energy or your aura colors, what happens is your life just unfolds in an not easier, but more flow. The more flow is available to you. But yeah, I see colors around people. It's called auras. It's like your energy signature, like I said. And when I do an aura reading, I just take a look and I try to validate who you are by telling you what I see. And I also can pick up on things that you're doing that maybe aren't working for you, or colors you're wearing to try to fit in where maybe you shouldn't. Things like that. Just to give you, it's like a colorful map so that you can follow into more authentic choices for yourself. That's how I do it.
I mean, that's incredible because we're all in this time of life where we want to get to know ourselves on the deepest level possible. And, we're doing more therapy, or at least we're talking about it more. And there's so many different layers to humans where it's like you can do talk therapy, you can do inner child work, you can do like spiritual awakenings, you can do meditations, you can do aura readings, you can do all these different things to really get to know who you are. And it's like, you also can't argue the aura colors. Like, it's wild how accurate they are. And for you to be able to see those is such a gift. Like, knowing your aura color, like you said, it can kind of unlock so many different paths in your life to how you want to react to situations, how you like, even to just validate yourself and how you're feeling, or how you see things, and how you are in relationships. I'm sure your answer is going to be yes, but does knowing your aura color help you in relationships?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because there's how people act, like their behaviors, and sometimes we can take it personally.
Yeah.
And if you understand someone's aura color, you can understand where they're coming from, and then you can separate the intention from their behavior. So,
Right.
so many times, for example, I'll hear people after understanding how I explain auras be like, oh my gosh, like my mom and I can finally have a conversation where I'm not constantly triggered by her, because I used to take her constant life suggestions or advice or help or why don't you wear this color instead of that as criticism, when really she's a yellow aura. And I understand that's just her way of trying to be helpful, and that's how she shows love. And so little things like that are really helpful with understanding not just your aura, but other people's aura. It gives you compassion. Another thing, like anything you do, like you were talking about understanding yourself, anything you do that makes you sit down and think, hey, is this me? Is this not me? Right there, that's amazing, because you're taking a time to get to know yourself, and we forget to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, just being able to, and you don't have to see auras to read them, by the way. Like, I am really big on teaching vibes. Like, you're a great aura reader, Kaitlyn. Like, you'll DM me and be like, okay, is my friend yellow? I'll be like, yes, she's yellow. Like, you're really good at it.
I mean, I don't see it, but I can now learn about each one or read about them and be like, oh, I can tell this person is a this or that. And then I always DM you and I don't tell you what I see.
Right.
You didn't give yourself credit there. I don't tell you what their colors are. I say, what do you think they are?
That's
and
true.
then
Okay.
I have them already written out so that when you respond, I go, see, that's what I thought. And it's just it's so cool because you blew my friend's mind when I was in Germany with him and his girlfriend, because I was describing him being a yellow and a green, and he was like, holy shit, that is me. And he doesn't like get into all that stuff. And like you said, you can just use different verbiage to be like, okay, it's your personality. Fine. It's not your aura color. God. Like people are just so weird about that. But it's so you can literally look at someone, and is it like, are aura colors different? Like, are some bright and some dull? Or do you see one on every single person, or are some like, can't see it?
Everyone has an aura. They're all different, like snowflakes. Yes, but it's kind of like if I'm purple and you're purple, we wear it different. It's like perfume, or like if we were wearing a different sweater or something like that, it's going to look different on me or you. Yeah. So, and yeah, there can be different hues, shapes, textures. A lot of it's metaphorical for what's going. Like if I'll see rips, like Hannah, you just had Hannah on your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I used to call it, when she was the Bachelorette, aura crackin' Hannah, aura crackin' purple Hannah, I used to call her, because like she used to have cracks of purple, and now she's like normal purple, because so sometimes it shows what you're going through a little bit. So wearing it and how you wear it means something.
That is so fascinating. So if you see, like, let's say you see a couple in a restaurant having lunch, you can look over and see their auras, and you can almost be like, ooh, that might not work for them, or be like, oh, those two are really great together.
Yeah. And so people ask me all the time, how do you drive if you see auras? Or,
How do you drive?
But I like drive because they think I see blobs of color everywhere or something.
Just like
how does
blocking
it
your
work?
vision.
I'm like, I can't see, your purple aura's in my way.
Yeah.
The way it works, so it's a third eye thing. So I see it. I think what happened to me personally was my third eye never shut down after childhood. Like most kids have, and you can awaken your everyone can awaken their third eye back up. So I know it's not my physical eyes, but it's really, I trust it the same as my physical eyes. Anyhow, this happens to me all the time, but it happens to you all too who are listening. You'll get a sense of a couple and you'll be like, ooh, like, I don't know, something's off. Right there, you're feeling their vibes. I just happen to see it in color too, so maybe I can explain it a little differently. Yeah, but yeah, I'll look at people and be like, that's not working out, or something's going on here. There's you feel, I can see the colors. Sometimes they're in a great partnership, they're blending or merging, or they're wearing each other in a nice way. But sometimes when there's tension or stress, there's a separation, or things look a little different to me.
So you said earlier, just a couple seconds ago, that everyone can awaken their third eye. What are exercises or practices people can do to awaken that third eye?
So your third eye, think of it like a muscle. So it's like working out anything. It's annoying, but the more you do it, the stronger you'll get, I promise. So it's a lot of repetition. So people who are naturally creative and artistic they're going to have an easier time opening their third eye. So if you're somebody who is good with colors, or you can draw, or you like interior design, or you're like a graphic artist or something like that, it's going to be easier for you because you're already opening your third eye. If you can see a color and like hold it in your brain, and take it to the store and be like, no, that shade will match, that shade won't match. That is actually third eye stuff that we tend to merge with our 3D life a little bit. So little things that can awaken your third eye is paying attention to the beauty around you, literally just sitting outside staring at something pretty and just really contemplating it, and then trying to picture it later, maybe before you fall asleep, and see if you can recreate it color by color. Not everyone's a visualizer. Some people can't hold visions, and I know that. So if that's you, you can just put your fingers here. You can put your fingers between your third eye. You can put pressure on it. You can try to focus energy there. That's another thing you can do. You can put crystals there. Honestly, when I'm stressed, or before a reading, or before I have to talk a lot, or I have to think clearly or something, I'll put crystals right here, and I feel clearer. So little things like that, just basically paying attention to it is what strengthens it.
Wow.
And then one day you're like, hey, and a big thing with auras is, I'll tell people, start asking yourself, what color does this person remind me of? As silly as that sounds, the more you start asking yourself that, the more people are going to give you color impressions. Like, I don't know, they feel red to me. If they were a color, they'd be red. You're probably picking up their aura.
Now, I know the answer to this, but how many aura colors are there?
I see 8 aura colors. I mean, you can throw orange in there if you want. That would be 9. I mean, you could throw starseed colors in there too. That would be 10. But I usually see 8. And usually people have a combination of 2, sometimes 3 colors.
Gosh, I feel like I'm full of tips this podcast, but a good tip for hot girl summer, it's hot, so don't let summer funk ruin your summer fun. No, ma'am. This year, it's time to summer-proof your body odor, and luckily, there's a solution. So that's why today I'm excited to tell you about Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. And guess what? New customers, you get $5 off Lumi's starter pack with code VINE at lumideodorant.com. That's Lumi, L-U-M-E. You've probably heard me talk about this brand. I just love it, and I'm so happy it was created because no going back for me. Lumi was actually created by an OBGYN who developed a uniquely formulated pH balanced deodorant. So it's aluminum free, skin safe, clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. And did I mention that it's also clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone? That's insane. 12 hours after a shower, the average person has an odor level of 6 out of 10, but with Lumi, the average odor is a 0 out of 10. So as someone who can get a little sweaty, whether it's just hanging outside with friends or walking the doggies, going to the gym, it's honestly just nice to know I have this on, so I don't have to worry about, I don't know, going to give someone a hug. I'm like, yeah, Gaby, you smell fresh, honey. I also love that you can put it anywhere you don't want odor. So like your feet, your little feeties when it's a hot outside all day. Such a great invention. Okay, it's safe for you to use below the belt too. Just saying. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code VINE at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code VINE. Hey, you listening? Why did I sound like Stewie from Family Guy there? Are you by any chance feeling a little stressed? Not gonna lie, me too. But I have a hack for you. You can beat the stress before it beats you by adding just 2 little products into your daily routine. And I'm talking about pairing the award-winning gut-nourishing Just Thrive probiotic with the stress-busting, mood-uplifting power of Just Calm. And fun little fact for you, 70 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. So obviously it's very important to take care of it. Now, you probably heard me talk about these products on the pod before, and they work so well that I've been using them since I recorded with the co-founder back in, it was in December. So Just Thrive probiotic supports digestive, immune, and total body health, and actually produces antioxidants right in the gut. So for next level stress management, I pair the probiotic with Just Thrive's breakthrough formula, Just Calm. Just Calm's proprietary ingredients have been clinically proven to reduce perceived stress, improve sleep quality and energy, and even encourage better focus and flow. Yes, please. You can learn more about this groundbreaking company in the Good Gut Health episode from December 21st, where I went into depth with Tina, the co-founder. And right now you can save 20% off this dynamic duo bundle with Just Thrive Probiotic and Just Calm when you go to justthrivehealth.com. Use code VINE at checkout. That's justthrivehealth.com with code VINE. While you're there, be sure to check out all of their other research-based gut and immune health products, all with bottom of the bottle guarantee. I know you don't do astrology, but like it's a full moon tonight. Can the full moon affect aura colors differently?
That's a great flipping question. I feel like it can. Nobody's ever asked me that before.
Really?
But yeah, no, seriously, because I feel like the empath colors, so if you're like purple, indigo, blue, or turquoise, and you lead with those aura colors, you can feel like way loopy during full moon times and like new moon times too. But during full moon, like the insomnia, the weird dreams, the just wacky ideas, the stronger emotions. Like I feel like we get pulled more by the moon and feel that open energy, and we're more drawn to release something. Like we don't want to hold it as much as we used to, so we're ready to move on already. But I think empath auras have a stronger reaction to it, where people that lead more with their yellow, their green, or their red can shut it down better.
That makes so much sense because I react so much to the moon. Like right now I am PMSing and I will have like stronger cramps. I will have way more vivid dreams. I feel completely different. But I always wonder if that's because I'm so in tune with certain feelings and like I know my body so well, but I'm sure it has to do with like who I am and what my aura is as well. And I remember you telling me I have purple aura with flecks of pink. Is that still what I'm showing?
Yeah, so hold on. I actually pulled a picture of you from your Instagram so I could like really zoom in.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, you feel like relaxed in the photo. So I like this one of you. Okay. You're more purple lately. And the purple for me, if we were doing a reading, I would be like, hey, what's going on? Because your purple does feel really strong. And like a lot of anxiety can seep through and things like that. Purples naturally will gravitate towards change more than other aura colors. And it's something that scares you just as much as everyone else, but it's something that you're drawn to more. But the way that your aura is right now, and it's not that the pink's not there, it's more that it's kind of like compartmentalizing in little spots in your aura. So they look like little bubbles. And your purple feels very, very strong to me, meaning you're kind of out in, we'll call it reality more than you'd like to be. Pink auras, I love pinks, and we all love pinks because you guys have this ability, I call it the joy bubble, where it's like you enjoy life. You know how to do it. You can shut down whatever needs to be shut down. Be like, no, I'm having fun. And it's genuine. It's not an act. But when you get stuck in the joy bubble and then you come out and you're like, oh my God, like it's like then it can hit you and you have to cope with it and deal with it. It's just like, it's like a shock. It's like cold water all over your body. So that's kind of what your aura feels like right now a little bit.
So what you said, you kind of described the pink, but what exactly, if you were to describe the purple aura, what exactly does the purple aura say about a person?
Purples in general are creative, spontaneous. They need it. They're like Phoenix rising from the ashes types people. Let's reinvent, let's recreate. That's they're rebellious, but with self-awareness, the rebelliousness becomes more of spiritual growth and awakenings, and you need different contexts to honor that. So purples do change jobs. Purples do gravitate towards non-traditional careers. Purples do need like non-traditional work hours. Purples just need different fun people around them.
It's interesting because I confuse myself sometimes where I go, do I enjoy change or does it scare me? But the answer is it scares me. And then as soon as I do that change that I feel truly in my gut and in my whole like self, when I feel that change is as soon as I move into it and surrender to it, that is when things really align with where I see myself. And so the change is always so scary because it means I know a big shift is coming, but I always feel it with my whole body.
You know it's coming. You're connecting to your soul purpose, your life contract.
Yes.
I feel like the way the future works, the way like our timelines work, they're trajectories. There's no such thing as the future. I feel like we create it as we go. And I feel like we make a lot of subconscious choices along the way that are in line with something that we've put together before we came here. And it's possible that what you're describing is, okay, this is the best way for me to learn the thing or do the thing or grow the best or put myself in the right context.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm in my lifetime supposed to go through all of these things in order to be my authentic self, to like shine some sort of light on living authentically. So people might not like it. People might disagree with it. People might be envious of it. People might be inspired by it. I have so many different voices coming at me through the internet, like not even just in the people I know, but like through people that I consider a community or my followers or trolls, whatever they may be. There's so many different opinions coming in, and I just have to really ground myself sometimes and go, do I want to shine a light on this perfect person, or do I want to keep shining a light on this person that is imperfect and going through changes and not afraid of judgment and doing it scared and doing it anyways? And that's always what I want to be. And I find that so scary, but I always grow the most from doing those things. And I'm in that shift in my life right now where I'm like, the internet is, I mean, clearly just full of opinions and what, you know, so many questions of, well, why don't you just make an announcement, and we're invested in your relationship, so why are you not doing this, and you're the one who chose to be an influencer and share your life, and you say you're an open book, so we deserve answers. And I get so perplexed with that, and it's almost like it's almost crippling to me at times, because I feel responsible to answer to this community and I want to keep them happy. And at the same time, I feel responsible to be so like protect myself, and when I'm ready, share my experience I'm going through. And when people don't understand me or when I'm misunderstood, I get really affected by it.
Of course you do, because you are very intuitive. You can feel where everyone's coming from. And you know what they're saying. And another thing with you, Kaitlyn, that I notice is you've never taken the road where you're a pleaser.
No.
And it's really easy to take that road, and you never did it. And that's what's brought you to this spot in good ways and in tough ways. And also, you might not know yet. You might be in a place where you're like, I know, but I don't know. Or I know, but I'm not ready to act on the knowledge. And I think what happens is a lot of people get triggered by that, because every single one of us know exactly what that frickin' feels like. And I don't know one person, I read a lot of people, and I don't know one person that hasn't felt like in that spot. And I think what you actually show people is a big old mirror where it's like they remember a time that when they were like that, and instead of reflecting on themselves, I mean, the ones that are going to say something nasty, you know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of saying, hey, why does this bother me? Why is this bugging me? It's easier to kind of self-harm outside of themselves and attack you for it instead.
Wow.
But you are putting yourself out there, not for them, and maybe a little bit for them if they can self-realize it, but for the people who are like, wow, I was exactly where you were, and it was such an isolating space for me. Or I am where you are, and it's such an isolating space for me. And you're like, here I am, whatever, let's shine a spotlight on it, you know. And that's very brave. And that is like what you're saying, part of your soul contract, part of your life purpose is.
Okay, it feels weird to say this, guys, but fall is right around the corner, and HelloFresh is here to help you plan for the busy season ahead with tasty dishes delivered to your door. Now, I know with the holidays, back to school, and just like life in general, fall can feel, well, sometimes it can feel like a lot. So make your life a little easier and more delicious by using HelloFresh. You simply choose your recipes and pick your delivery date, then lay back and enjoy the last days of summer knowing dinner is covered. And does it seem like your family or you is just hungry all the time? Well, I got good news news for you. You can add snacks, sides, and more to your weekly HelloFresh order. Just simply shop HelloFresh Market and take your pick from a curated selection of over 100 add-on items. Okay, I love their meals, but their market is actually one of my favorite parts because it makes it just that much more convenient, and to be able to get my dinner taken care of and my grocery store trip entirely, it's incredible. Really just saves so much time. Honestly, everything I've tried has been delish. Everything. So go to HelloFresh.com/50Vine and use code 50Vine for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50Vine and use code 50Vine for 50% off plus free shipping. Such a good deal, you guys. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. I've said it before and I will say it again. I'll just keep saying it until the cows come home. Life moves at you fast, like super fast. And Starbucks Ready to Drink coffee delivers an uplifting boost that helps you tune into the moments that matter wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whatever you've got going on. Starbucks Ready to Drink coffee includes a variety of beverages that are conveniently packaged for life on the go, from their bottled Frappuccino chilled coffee drink for a pop of flavor to the bold and smooth taste of their Nitro Cold Brew, which is my personal go-to right now. I love keeping it on hand so that I can go grab some whenever I really need a little bit of energy, especially in the afternoon, like right now, for example, when I'm recording the podcast and could definitely use a boost. And I love that they have so much variety so that I know I'll have something on hand for whatever I'm in the mood for and whatever it is that I'm craving in the moment. So join me, grab yourself some ready to drink coffee from Starbucks. It's Starbucks coffee, ready for right now. Shop the full lineup online or in store or wherever you buy groceries. We're going to switch gears here because I do want to talk about other things other than this sadness the whole time. But have you been watching this season of The Bachelorette at all?
You know I have. And I have to tell you, Charity is such a doll.
Oh, a doll.
I love her energy.
Yes.
You've met her, right? Like you've
Yes.
Like she's so like actually nice. And then the guys, like the 3 left men, I don't know how she's going to do this. Like they feel like genuine people. And the casting, because I get really into like every season I'll be like, okay, how are they casting? Like what are they throwing at these people? And I feel like for her, they knew they had to pick genuine people that weren't just in it for obviously they throw some people in there. I mean, they have to.
Yeah, but they picked emotionally intelligent men who are so kind and humble because they know she's so, so self-aware and grounded that if they want this to work, they needed to pick really solid men.
Yes. And the final 3 all have really interesting aura combinations. Well, I'll start with Charity. So Charity's, okay, so she's interesting. And I had to look at her kid picture because when I see her, especially when the season started, she was very yellow and blue. And I'm like, there's something about that yellow though. And then I looked at her as a kid and she was like a pink blue kid. And pink blues, I swear like they just don't survive childhood. Oracally. Yeah. Because society, because you're pink purple, that's hard enough, but your purple has a little bit of like FU in it to it stayed, it remained. They're pink blues. So pinks are very optimistic, pure, loving, innocent energies who tend to be like hopeless romantics or just really kind. And then you pair it with blue, who are healing, thoughtful, naturally empathic, sensitive. And they're I call them like little Disney princesses. That's kind of how they are as kids. And then she put the yellow on to survive, and it was so interesting. Was it this episode, the past one, or the one before? She was saying something about how having to appear perfect and having to appear like she had it all together. I'm like screaming at the TV. I'm like, that's your yellow, Yeah. And so she's really interesting. But then the 3 remaining guys have very complex auras too. So
really,
yeah.
Tell me.
Okay, so Joey is a tricolor. He's blue, red, and purple. I feel like he hasn't grown into his red. So with Joey, I feel like he's insecure about his ability to know his own mind. So I feel like I was so annoyed with the uncle who's red and purple, and I'm not a fan. I'm like,
I was not either because I felt like that guy was not understanding of who his nephew was and having any empathy towards that and encouragement. It was more judging and like almost letting the producers produce, because they're probably like, well, someone has to be a negative one here. And he's like, I volunteer as tribute. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm sure the uncle who's the coach who wanted his, nephew to be a mini him or whatever is like, I'll do it. That's no problem. And he can get in his head, and he got in Charity's head. Although I think Charity knows his number immediately and everything. But it does highlight and underscore that Joey is not 100% maybe stable. He's young anyways, but like stable in who he is energetically yet or whatever. But he's so sweet, and he was like one of my front runners. Like when I saw them together, I feel like that was really hard. But then Dotun, indigo, this is like aura nerd. I'm aura nerding out, okay? Indigo, purple, and turquoise. I never see a lot of turquoise people, but and I think that has culture, the way you're raised, race, all these things play so much into what aura colors you keep as you get older. Mm-hmm. And with him, he's so assured in himself. I feel like he was just raised really, trust yourself, your emotions are good, go there, all that. So he's got a lot of confidence in that, and he's such a healer. And he sees her, and he's so protective and enveloping and genuine and vulnerable. Turquoises are healers. They're like energy healers. Wow. So I feel like he can tell when she's trying to fit in and stuff like that. And so when she says she feels safe with him, I feel like she feels so safe with him because he sees her exactly how I love Dotun.
They look safe to get, like, she looks safe in his arms, and like it feels like she's just, she's already been really herself on this whole show, even though she's carrying a TV show and probably so tired. I feel like she's really being true to herself, and she seems even more like that when she's like when they are connected, physically touching. It's just like she's safe.
Yeah, it's like she just melts into him.
Yes.
I know what you mean. It's like they energetically mesh. I can see them, like Joey and her might have a spark, like that's more lusty or passionate or something. But Dotun and her feel like soulmate energy. So it feels really good to me. So I think that's cool. And then Xavier,
Angel.
I love him. And I mean, he knits. I mean, come on.
He knits.
All right, so he's yellow and blue.
Enough said.
By the way, yellow, blue people do knit. Like, yellows are crafty people. Just crafty. So when I saw him doing that, I'm like, stop it. That's crazy.
No way.
Yellow guys are a rarity. You never really see yellow men. I think society, because yellows are a little perfectionistic. Is that a word? They're a little bit attention to detail. And in our society, that can get called other things that aren't nice, especially when you're a man and you have those traits. So he kept it, which I think is awesome.
Well, I hope she picks the soulmate energy, but also I'm like, you can't go wrong but pick the soulmate energy. I'm so curious because this is one of the I always watch spoiler free, but usually at some point I see something on the internet and then I'm like, no, but I don't know anything, and I'm so curious. Like, I think I can guess based on the same way that what you're saying is what I'm feeling. But it's just so interesting. And I know you said before in the past that bachelors tend to pick a lot of greens. What is green aura?
I have statistics on this, actually.
Tell me.
I actually have statistics. Like, see, like, my friend Shelby made statistics for me. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, they always pick the same type of bachelor. They vary a little bit more when they pick a bachelorette. So 57% of all bachelors have been green.
Whoa.
And blue. So that is kind of like, and yeah, so they always pick greens. When I notice when they're trying to do like a different kind of season, they'll pick a yellow bachelor,
Yeah.
But then bachelorettes, they always pick a purple one. 81% of them have been purple.
That is
which
crazy.
Makes sense. Yeah, I know. And the next one is like purple blue is a big combo for them, but then yellows sometimes too. That's like the third. So anyways, I feel like for The Bachelor, they always pick greens. That is their go-to. I think it's because they can be polite. They can, like you said, carry a show. Green auras can compartmentalize a lot better. And they can act like stereotypical gentlemen on TV a little bit more. And Like I remember when they picked a red bachelor, it was Ari, and we all saw how that went. And so I feel like it's like that's kind of a problem. But the green ones are usually like, this is my decision, and they'll stick to it. They won't go back, and they won't go back and forth or whatever.
Right.
But I like that. But it's interesting that on The Bachelorette they go for the more blue-purple combos because they want the females to be emotional or I don't know what I'm doing or rescue me or things like that. So it's a show. So it's funny to watch how they put it together. I just like that Charity to me feels like she's outthinking it and naturally as herself like did end up picking the genuine people, which I thought was cool. But maybe they're trying to do that on purpose now. I don't know. Like
I know you never know what's real and what's I know, but still that all makes so much sense. I also love how you do celebrities because we all wonder, celebrities are so mysterious. So to feel like you understand them a bit better is always so fascinating to me. So I saw your post about Megan Fox, and everyone listening or watching this podcast knows that I'm high key obsessed with her in like the most healthy way, of course, not creepy at all. I just love her, but she has a rainbow aura. Can you please explain what this means? Because that is so Megan.
I've been saying this for a really long time, okay? I've been like, she's got rainbow aura. Everybody notice. Everybody look. Then she was just like, did the Sports Illustrated thing. And she's like, I wish everybody would know that I had a rainbow aura. And I'm like, Megan Fox. And I'm like, I'm like, how do I get you on the phone? I knew you had a rainbow aura. Okay, so what's a rainbow aura? Rainbow auras. This is where all your listeners are going to be like, okay, Kaitlyn, you had a cuckoo on your show, but here we go.
No, I will embrace the cuckoo-y.
All right, woo-woo / cuckoo. When I see a rainbow aura, it means that in a past, this is their maybe first or second, they're kind of a newbie in the human lifetime realm.
Really?
Yeah, they got like starseed vibes to me. So they kind of have had lifetimes as, I don't know, aliens, interdimensional creatures. I don't know what we're calling them these days.
She gives me those vibes for sure.
Yeah, and she feels like she's so gorgeous, you know, and she has this like, she talks about having body dysmorphia. She's so honest about what she's gone through. She feels very protective of the people that she loves, like her kids and her ex, and even, you know, Machine Gun Kelly and everything. And she seems so protective of everybody because, like, usually these rainbow auras / starseeds are the sweetest people, very kind, big hearts, because they don't understand a lot of, it's hard for them to kind of understand our 3D reality or how humanity works. They're usually like really sweet kind of souls that don't get it. You know, the way that we do, like, why are you hating on me? Why can I not say that? Why can I not do that? So that isolating feeling I find is very common among starseed auras, which I happen to see as rainbows or crystals. That's how I see it. So yeah, she got alien vibes. That's what I get.
Yeah, she totally does. I was thinking too much the other way where I thought she has lived many lives as a human, but I now get it where she's lived many lives, but this is her like first on Earth. I totally see that.
Right? Like she feels like she's just very pure. And
yes.
I mean, which is funny because
but
all the
naughty
stories
at the
are
same
like,
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like that's a 3D definition of naughty. Like she has like a sexual freedom and, you know, she gets kinky with her boyfriend. Okay, whatever. Like, you know, in our world that's like, ooh, but like I don't know if in alien land it's like that. So I feel like she just feels like a nice person. Let's put it that way.
I do. I feel like she has a pure heart and she's like, what did you say? Sexually free or something?
Yes.
That's perfect. Yes, I love that for her.
Right. And good for her.
What about Taylor Swift? I feel like, have you done Taylor Swift? I'm sure you have.
Oh, yeah. Like, Taylor is yellow, purple. Her aura is very sparkly lately with the yellow. The yellows are kind of sparkly. I mean, I feel like she's set aside a lot of time and energy and planning to do what she's done. And I'm here for it. I think it's awesome. You know, I feel like she's trying to grow and expand and reach people in a way that is the most controlled she could possibly do it. So anytime I see these stories about her and stuff, I'm like, she knew that was coming. Because yellows are amazing strategists.
Oh, she totally is.
Yeah, she feels like she's got great strategy. I feel like she also has a great head on her shoulders. She knows exactly who the team is around her. She knows where every dollar is going. She knows how everyone's being treated around her. She is on top of that. And that's how yellow auras, when they're really self-aware, are. But she's purple too. She's like super creative. And I feel like she'll get stuck in spaces sometimes, like in a relationship or an artistic period or whatever. But it's never without purpose. So that purple in her, which also feels very deep and dense, I feel like she uses it and she will free fall in a controlled setting. It's kind of like it's kind of like bungee jumping. Like she'll like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I did it. Like that. I'm gonna write an album. Like that. I just can't see her splattering against a wall or anything. Or as I call purple bombing. Like when you're purple, sometimes you throw a purple bomb. I can't see exactly her doing that. But yeah, yellow, purple, heavy on the purple, sparkly on the yellow.
And what is a spiritual download? This is something I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, I mean, I'm forced to use words, that it's like we have to use, like empath and stuff like that.
Right.
So there's lots of different interpretations of these things. What I call a spiritual download is kind of when it's the same thing as what it's like when you drag and drop a file on your computer, but it's happening to your brain. So you might get a huge realization, like, this is not correct. And you don't know why. And you haven't sifted through or sorted through the info yet. You just know the gist of it. And you can't back it up with details and stuff like that yet. But it's irrevocably changed you. So when you all of a sudden see something, like maybe you're in a relationship, or maybe you're, I don't know, at a job one day, and you just like sit there and you're just like, I'm done. I don't know what my plan is or why I know I'm done. I'm just done. That's kind of like a download. Or sometimes they're very subtle. You can be all of a sudden one day, you know what? I'm working out. I don't know why I'm working out. I never worked out ever before. And all of a sudden I'm working out. This is super weird. It can like act like that. The annoying thing is people want to know immediately, well, what changed? And that can take you like days, weeks, months to explain. So when you get a spiritual download, you need time to sift through it. You might not know right away. You have to sit with it and be like, I know this is the direction I'm going in, but I don't know all the details yet. Like that.
Right.
That's how it feels.
Now I'm like, well, I've had plenty of those. Got it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't know there's a name for it. That's amazing.
It's just like you downloaded info.
That makes sense. I'm like, got it. That's happened to me on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back. This is kind of to do with Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, but they always called each other twin flames. Are twin flames based on aura colors?
So it's such a subjective thing, the way that I see twin flames is usually they don't stay together that long. Usually
Interesting.
Like when you have the way I see it, I would call them more like kindred spirits. Like for me, that's just my own thing. I would never argue with Megan Fox though, like ever. Yeah. I wouldn't be like, no. Ever. But I would call them more kindred spirits because usually when you have a twin flame, the way I see them, they don't work out. They're usually the most annoying relationship you've ever had. And it didn't work out. There was a runner, there was a chaser. Sometimes you were the runner, sometimes you were the chaser, vice versa. It's as the years go on, the feelings for them do not diminish. Yet you have to move on. So you can fall in love with other people and have lots of great, healthy relationships. You just always remember them. And you can remember them fondly. They're never abusive either, twin flame relationships. They're kind of just like, usually the way I see twin flame relationships and their purpose being is that when you're with your twin flame, you go through crazy spiritual growth. You get a lot of downloads and you grow a lot quicker than you would otherwise. But I think the best part of a twin flame relationship is after you've had one, music sounds better. Because like everything you're like, oh, that reminds me of 20 years ago with that guy or whatever, like that. So I wouldn't call them twin flames. I'd call them kindred spirits. That's what I'd call them.
Wait, that's so crazy because I do think the one relationship that I always go back to, that I always talk about, that was like the biggest pivotal moment in my life, that was the like rock bottom moment. I still hear music to this day that puts me in a like, I feel everything when I hear that song and I think about that, but I don't sit here and go, I still want to be with that person, or I don't think like, okay, you know, he's married with 3 kids. I'm not like sitting here being like, oh, it's just, to me, I'm like, I know I experienced that and I know what that felt like. And I'm not sure I'll ever feel that again. And I'm okay with it.
You just described what a twin flame relationship evolves to after all the heartache is gone. You can be back in that moment in a second.
Yeah.
But you also understand it'll never be. Yeah. So it's bittersweet, but it probably taught you so much about yourself. That's why that's how I see twin flame relationships.
Wow. And for people that want to know how they can figure out what their aura color is there, you have something, don't you, on your website or somewhere that you can actually figure it out? Yeah,
on knowyouroura.com. I made an aura quiz. It's only 20 questions and it's free. Like, I feel like I have to tell people it's free.
I feel like people would pay for it though.
Well, I wrote a book. It's coming out in December. What's my aura? So I'm really excited for that to come out. Yay. I'll have a huge quiz in there that's really detailed. And basically, like, I used to be a teacher, so I'm really big on teaching you how to read your own aura. And anybody that sticks around, I feel like I call it the Mystic Michaela spiritual family. Like, I call them all my aura splainers. They all can do it, and you can too. And you're an aura splainer too. So it can happen, and you can read your own aura.
That is incredible. Wait, so so your book comes out in December?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, December 5th.
I cannot wait. What's my aura? Okay, and so where can everybody follow you so that they know when that comes out? You do a lot of really cool things on your Instagram as well, and you have a podcast. So where can everybody go to find you and learn more?
Oh, okay. So you can find me on Instagram, Mystic Michaela. I'm on TikTok. It's all Mystic Michaela. And my podcast is Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela.
You are just a saint, and just I just love talking to you. Every time my whole body gets like happy and excited, and I love how you explain things. I love how knowledgeable you are. I love how smart you are, but also how like you just care. I feel like you care when you're talking about this stuff, and you care about people's feelings. So it's really sweet.
Thank you, Kaitlyn. Thanks for having me on. It's always I feel like I'm hanging out with my best friend when I'm here. So I really appreciate you.
Me too. I'm like, how lucky am I that I just get to like be able to have you on my podcast and just like be able to talk to you for an hour about this stuff. It's incredible. I honestly appreciate you and your time so much, and your gift. And also, I can't wait for your book to come out, and I will put it all over my social media and all over Instagram and all over Off the Vine page and everything, sweet. Because people love this stuff. It's so cool.
They do, right? It's fun. Yeah. It's fun, and it's just colors. Colors aren't scary, but if you think they're scary, you could use other words like we talked about, like personality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, you're amazing. It's so good to see you.
You too. Take care, Kaitlyn.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.